Hello, good morning. I was leaving last night. It had been a really good day, I think. I'd organized a little space. At the same time, picked up materials that were going to be sold off to raise a little money to work on the houses. Didn't work on the siding project. It's almost an inside joke with me at this point. I always think this is the week I'm gonna do it, but then more urgent things come up. But back to yesterday evening, it was time to leave. Truck and trailer were packed up, everything was put away. I'm putting things away meticulously, like not just the tools, but the supplies, and I'm organizing every single time. I'm not leaving any mess behind. I'm doing 110%. So the space is only going to get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. And yesterday, I'm ready to go. So off I go to the local gas station. I only get enough gas to maybe make it halfway home. I'm going to be driving at night, and I don't want to fall asleep as I'm driving. So I noticed that the clerk is like counting the till or whatever it is that they do. And I think, what time do you close? So I ask. He says 11 o'clock. So it's 11 o'clock at night. Now, I work until 12 and 1 o'clock almost every time I'm here, because you can fall asleep at 1 or 2 in the morning, wake up at 6, you're waking up at work, you're fine. That's enough. It's good enough. But the days that I drive back, well, I don't want to leave at 11. I won't get home until 3 in the morning. On a day like that, you can guarantee the following day you're just going to be too tired. Your thoughts aren't going to be clear. Your decisions are going to be slow. It's not worth it. So I had to stay another night. But it's beautiful weather, and I don't mind. This morning I will go and found some scrap metal, and that'll get dumped along the way. The biggest issue is when you're driving home in the morning. A lot of other people are driving to work, and you get caught in this tremendous traffic. So I think I'm gonna find some scrap metal, which is basically old appliances that aren't going to be able to be sold or not worth repairing, or actually can't even give them away. That's going to get scrapped to get out of the way, clear the houses. I like to make truck sounds when I walk into the space. Makes it more official. It has that industrial residential zoning aura. The camera must be laughing. Why do you keep filming the same thing over and over and over? Well, I keep messing up. It's not that easy for me to get this dialogue correct. These are 2 dryers that are ready to go. Ready as in my part is done. Now they get cleaned and then they get sold off. These are the things that are actually raising money to help work on these houses. I'm pretty impressed with that. And the prices are really low. I wanted to show you this saw. When I bought it, I had this longer bar put on, or I asked for the longer bar, With it came a longer chain and a different sprocket, because that's I think a 3/8 chain. Well, the advantage is if you have a long bar like that, and in my case I'm not taking trees down, I'm just cleaning trees up that fell, you can basically reach down and grab something that's on the ground like that without really lowering your back or bending. Like, it's real easy to walk around and clean up. The same goes for reaching up high. That little, what was it? I think that's a 20-inch bar and it was a 16. It doesn't sound like much, but those few extra inches in either direction make it a lot easier to use. You just have to remember you have a small engine, long bar. You want to see a real mess? These are some appliances that aren't quite ready yet. They'll need something like this one in particular needs a clamp for the dryer cord. And then some people that buy them, they need the 4-prong, the more modern. Some people are still using the old one. So whatever they need, that's what goes on these appliances. Here's an example of, can't sell that. These racks, they were filled just weeks ago. The appliances were all across the top. Oh, and look, this corner. So there's a corner of clutter back behind that sheet of plywood. But this corner got straightened up yesterday. Very happy with this. This shelving unit's going to rotate. It's going to stand here. And over here I'm going to bring in a 4x8 rack. So that will actually start beginning of the organizing of the appliance parts. Appliances are very important. I average about the need for 2 of them per month. So that's a tenant that might need something and I give it to them, or just somebody in the area. You know, we're in an area where people don't have budgets to go out buy new, so I'll give away the lesser, you could say, you know, something like that white one there. Some people might not like the glass top, whereas others do. But anyway, I'll give one away. Actually, a better example. This one here is, I think, nice. Everything's fine, but the glass top wasn't. When people used it, they didn't clean it, so there's kind of a ring. Well, you'll find families that are not concerned with that. If you can give that to them for free, they'll gladly take it. So I basically have, again, at least 2 a month that I need on a regular basis. However, in hopes to raise a little money to get materials going for the repairs, I've been selling off some of this stuff. And I don't put much time into it. I won't fix refrigerators. I like refrigerators that are modern and less energy efficient, whereas an oven or a dryer, they use the same amount of energy. If you have a fancy dryer, perhaps that thing might, while you're off at work, it might think things through and use less energy. But if you're standing right next to it and you're doing your dishes or whatever else, you can keep an eye on what you're drying. As far as washing machines, they use less energy these days, except for a dilemma happens where you spend so much for a washing machine and then the circuit board goes out or some pump on it goes out, that you're stuck paying big money for these parts to repair them, and then you're not going to be able to give them away. and a lot of what I have gets given away. And if I couldn't give it away, I don't know, don't want to be involved in the appliance business per se. I do this to help people, and I enjoy it. That the new washing machines would take the joy out of it, whereas the old ones, they seem to work and work and work and work, and sometimes they need a little tiny fix. If you popped in because of the thumbnail, and I've been running on and on and on, my apologies. Use the little red line at the bottom of the video and jump forward. I'll mark where that truck is, and enjoy. That's a cool looking truck. So for now, let's go have a look at what I've been doing the last couple of days. It's definitely been a good productive time. Definitely how you build an airplane. Well, I know that no one is watching these videos, but there's a good reason for that. I've told no one that I'm recording these, and I'm just enjoying it as I record each one. The trick isn't recording, and the trick isn't knowing what to say. The trick is editing. And then the real trick is, how do you tell a story? You would think that you just, speak what's on your mind. But if you drag it out too long, people that are sort of surfing the internet, they're not really interested in every detail of the story. Some people just want to get right to the point. So how do you mix the two? Well, that's what I'm going to be learning as I record these videos that no one's watching. But for today, take a look at this. My favorite company. There it was out on the highway. It'd be great to get this back to the owner, because what do you think? That thing must be worth, $200 to buy. But poor guy's having a bad day because he lost it. Wish I could give it back to him, but how do you find that person? How does that person find you? All right, I stopped at a rest area to try to record this, do a few push-ups, and then get down the road. Gonna go to a scrapyard, recycle a little bit, and then do a little bit of lawn cleanup, and then work starts this evening after my 200 miles are done. Oh, and as far as Snap-on's concerned, that's how you build an airplane. A big problem I have is I can't get here sooner in the day. So this is like a problem that I have to work on. Meaning, like, I'm trying to put thought into it, how to prepare the day before, how to not load the trailers. I have a bunch of these trailers. I really do have a bunch of them. But I use mostly a 7 and an 8 footer, and lately, so not to trash up the look of my own house, I haven't been parking the trailers there while I work on the fence. The fence is going to hide the trailers. So I've been working out of one trailer, and that means you can't load. You're still using the trailer one day, and the next day you want it loaded and headed down to the jobs. Well, neither here nor there. Had a call that someone lost the refrigerator and they needed one. So immediately this one lays down for the trip. It was in storage. And then I have another one local that's stored in a house. All these pieces are coming out of the house. No more house storage. The reason being is you got to do this kind of thing. And then when you get that far, you still got to go through a doorway with every single appliance you store. It's economical, but not as far as time. You lose a lot of time, and more importantly, you lose a lot of morale. So nowadays, when we have the use of the building that you've seen, that space, moving a fridge in and out is pretty easy. Okay, I'm gonna move this thing, and I shall return. And there it is. Wasn't really that hard. You're used to it, but it's a bad thing to be used to. Being used to something that's inefficient, not good. Alright, so these two will head down. They'll be reporting for duty. I got the call that the refrigerator went out one day before yesterday, so not a full 48 hours ago. Meanwhile, you may recall this mess that the neighbors have. Well, it's time to straighten this up a little bit. I can't have, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is just too much. These houses there, they don't seem to care. Let's see. I think time lapse is the way to go. How about that? Nah, that's gonna be boring. I'll show you what I get done as soon as I'm done. For the day. Done for the day. Done for the good deed. A little better, doesn't it? I didn't finish. I hit a load of diapers and the wind died down and it was getting to be too much. But the dumpster was also starting to top off. I guess if you went in there and jumped on it, it'd be better, but I'm not gonna do that. You know, by the way, I don't get any stimulus money. It's not that I make a lot of money. I'm one of the people that were overlooked. There's a problem. I'm sure if I called up about it and asked, somebody could straighten things out. But anyway, for now, I straightened this out. And for all the people living in this house collecting stimulus money, from the looks of their trash, they've been having a really good time. I'm starting to get tired. The one refrigerator was dropped off. Let's see. I showed you the trailer just before the refrigerator got on there, and then we went and looked at some trash. I never showed you the fridge going on the trailer or coming off. So consider yourself lucky, because that was pretty boring. But that refrigerator is now back to its or it's at its new home. Meanwhile, I have one more that I have to get off here. I'm getting kind of tired, but it's only 10:30 at night, so gotta keep rolling, gotta keep going. Now here's the neat part. That refrigerator will jump out of the back of the truck and it'll go right into the appliance barn right there. No more crawling through doorways and stacking things up. This is one of those life is good moments. And I was going to tell you about other things, like why no one watches this channel. Well, the big reason is because I told no one about it. There's not a single person that knows that I'm recording and putting up these YouTubes. It gives me time to practice the editing. I find that's the hardest part, editing. The ideas? Well, I never seem to run short on ideas. Keep in mind, my ideas aren't very good. So I have an endless supply of half-baked things that I'd like to show on video. I make a lot of friends along the way, though. That's the good part. Alright. Next thing to do is use this space that I have access to. Alright. Next thing I will show you, I don't know that anything interesting is going on inside. Overnight there's just going to be some repairs, whatnot. And tomorrow, a little bit of grass cutting again. It's that time of season, I guess. Will I get to the siding? I don't know. There's a lot of appliances that are going to be moved. I'm starting to wonder, will I ever finish the siding on this one house? Too many interruptions. All right. I'm a fan of Puddin. He likes these trucks. How cool. I remember a long time ago, I was at a camp. I was a little kid, and this very old lady came, and she was driving an international, it was like a wagon or something. And all she would do was volunteer for the camp. And I thought, wow, she was so old. She was crazy old. She must have been like 60. I was a little kid. But maybe there's something rubbed off. I'm not a little kid anymore, and I volunteer for camps all the time. Okay, Puddin, hope you like this. We like your videos. Okay, ready to fly. I use this shed for appliances and whatnot, and clearing that out so that I can park a mower here. Because the kid that was helping cut the grass, he had to go fishing. So that tells me that I might be cutting the grass. The siding project is gonna have to wait a little bit. Anyway, appliances are going to get sold. That money is gonna help with getting the next house together. The opened up shed is gonna house one of these mowers, one of these, not this one, but one that size, so I can just roll into town without towing it. And that is how we're gonna build this airplane. Okay, love this tree.